Well, hello everyone. It's time for episode 7 of my Sith Inquisitor playthrough in Star Wars The Old Republic. We're going to continue Elctha's path towards becoming a Sith, from slave to Sith. And when we last left off, Harkin had sent us to get jumped by two of the other acolytes. He had promised them a freedom to send them back to their home on Balmora in exchange for killing me. But that didn't work out for them. I was able to defeat them, and now I'm going to return to Harkin. He'll be a bit surprised that I survived, and probably not happy. And I can tell you, from here, the story's gonna heat up a little bit. So here we go. Oh, there we go, sorry.
Well, well. Look who shows up at long last. I half expected to hear you'd crossed some Dark Lord upstairs and finally got yourself killed. None of the others have shown up either. I assume they're dead by now, which means you and Fon are the last ones.
Your boy is dead now. I'm gonna continue with my going the easy, least obtrusive route and just ask what's next.
So, what now?
Your final trial will be to retrieve an ancient map from the innermost chamber of Naga Sadow's tomb, which has never been breached in thousands of years. But before you get the map, you'll have to awaken an ancient assassin called a Dashard that sleeps in the tomb. You cannot access the map without him. Understand?
What exactly is a Dashard?
They're a lost race of assassins that the ancient Sith used to devour their Force-using enemies. This one will probably eat you the moment he's freed. Oh, and one more thing. You'll be competing with Fon for this map. Whoever brings it back will be Lord Zash's apprentice. The other will die. And Fon's already started, so my advice? Run, slave. Run.
One moment, please.
Lord Zash,
Here we go.
what are you doing here?
Overseer, are you implying that I, a Lord of the Sith, don't have the right to go where I please within the Academy of the Sith?
No, of course not, Lord Zash.
Good. I saw the last acolyte arrive. I wanted to see the hopefuls off on their final trial. Where's, the red one, Fawn?
He finished his trial early, so I sent him on rather than keeping him waiting for this.
Pity. I just finished translating the wonderful text this acolyte brought from Tulak Hord's tomb, and it's most illuminating. I don't know that the map can be retrieved without it.
Oh, sorry, Fawn.
What makes you say that?
It's too late. Fon's already left. You can't just...
Give one acolyte an unfair advantage over the other? Overseer, when has being Sith ever been about being fair? Now, my dear acolyte, here is what you must do to free the Dashard. There are rods scattered throughout the tomb of Naga Sadow. These rods are the keys to the chamber where the ancient assassin is imprisoned. You will need to place the rods in the chamber door and electrify them. I don't know exactly the reason, but it is clear that you will not be able to retrieve the map without the Dashard. But be careful, he is very dangerous.
Is there anything else I should know about the Dashard?
It's a Force-resistant assassin. I have reason to believe this one was placed in the tomb by Tulak Hord himself. I will return when both acolytes are back from the tomb. You will not do anything further to affect the outcome of the trial. Understood?
Yes, Lord Zash.
Good. And good luck, acolyte.
Well, looks like Lord Zash is already chosen, honestly. I suppose the only thing that keeps Harkin from getting on his holocom and alerting Vaughn to this is the fact that she just said that he will do nothing further. to interfere with the trials. If it weren't for that, I bet he'd let his boy Fawn in on that little secret. All right, it looks like we're looking good. If we can survive this, we'll become Sith. Which, of course, becoming Sith was never what we wanted to do in our life. This was never our life goal when we were born. But having been a slave and now freed, the only option we've been given is to become Sith or die. Before I go and do this, I'm going to do, or try to do, a somewhat difficult quest right in here that I put off earlier until I reach level 10. I'm level 11 now.
Come here, child. Do you intend to explore the academy? To know the world that gave birth to the Sith? You should linger here a while. I am Overseer Ragate, a keeper of the old ways. I sense you have potential, and I can help you if you like.
I hope you plan to elaborate.
You have power and strength in the Force, but you must be tested beyond the trials your masters have set for you. I administer the rite of blood and bone, a ritual performed beyond this doorway. It is a rite acolytes have participated in for 10,000 years.
You have my complete, undivided attention.
In the chambers, past the gateway, there is a colony of Shyraks, my leather-winged, razor-taloned children and their brood. They guard a mountain of skulls, an altar to the Academy's failures. You must reach the bones before proceeding.
And once I reach the bones?
You must claim a skull from the mountain and return to the antechamber. Soak the skull in the blood pool and come to me. Once bone has turned red, I will look and see your nature written in crimson stains. And possibly a glimpse of your future.
I'll admit that does sound intriguing.
To complete the rite is to accept one's death, to steal one's own mortality and drown it in the fluid of life. That is the symbolic purpose. But it is also a trial of power, as are all Sith trials, a trial to test strength and to grant it. I will await you here. If you die, I will forget you.
I love that last line. If you die, I will forget you. So we're going to say, since Lord Zash gave me so many compliments, it looks like I'm on track to survive. In the world of the Sith, I'm going to survive as Lord Zash's apprentice. If I can survive the tomb of Naga Sadow. So doing this little ritual, maybe we're doing this to... Maybe we're getting a little full of ourselves. I'm not sure. We've killed plenty of Shyraks. They don't seem as threatening to us. There's that pool of blood. Okay. We've got to kill all the Shyraks in here, I believe. This bonus quest, of course. Oh, I got... a Jedi robe. Is cosmetic, I assume. Well, look at that. I look like a Jedi. That's definitely not what I want to look like. It has a dye module open, so you could probably dye it black. Be more appropriate for a Sith. Last time I played SOTOR, I don't remember these low-level pieces of gear with almost no stats that you can't sell. I don't recall that. Oh, I'm bleeding. There we go. Oh, another Chirac. I just realized something terrible. I have no idea why this never occurred to me, because she literally said it. These skulls are the Academy's failures. So that means all the acolytes that I met, including poor Corey, who died first, her skull is somewhere in here. Oh, that's so metal and morbid and terrible. Gosh. Oh. Well, I think it's pretty rude to pile them all here. Hopefully, I find Corey's skull and soak it in blood. Maybe that would be as respectful as can be done, instead of some other acolyte claiming it. That's pretty hardcore. Okay, now I soak the skull. Wow, this whole ritual became a lot more intense. Oh, a giant elite one. Poor slug. He's elite. Oh gosh. This quest got so much more metal. We're gonna definitely rely on Force Storm for this. We're even gonna use a med pack just in case. Ooh, that was intense. Relatively speaking. Wow. All those acolytes, including those two guys that jumped me. That's crazy. Sometimes incredibly obvious things miss my perception.
I heard the screams of the Shirax and the rippling of the blood pool. I heard the sounds of death. I know you brought the red-stained skull, and I must say, I am pleased.
I'm done. It was easy, or what a horrible experience. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
That place was awful, even for Korriban. Even for the Academy.
It is what it must be to test the hearts of Sith. The skull you carry, your rage, your actions drowned it with the dark side. It is part of you. I can read it. I can offer a small gift, but more than that, I can offer a glimpse of your destiny. There's much I can read in the bones.
Tell me what you see. I want to know.
Very well. Listen carefully. When your final trial comes, beware the Shadow Killer. It can be bound, but never controlled.
I am most grateful.
That is all I see for certain. I can say no more. Prize what you have accomplished here. You are part of a tradition almost as old as Korriban itself, and you have done well. Goodbye now, young Sith. This lesson is complete.
Yeah, that's total PTSD we just got from the Rite of Blood and Bone. I have to see something. Mission items. Okay. I was gonna see if the skull was still in my inventory. Or if I would carry it with me through all my journeys. Oh, man. That sure makes me feel sad again for Corey. The very first thing spoken to us, other than hearken. Look, they bow. Crazy. The very first thing spoken to us is her saying, "Be careful." So you get this brief, misplaced feeling of, well, maybe this won't be so bad. Oh, I bet you this is a group of role players. Oh, not necessarily. All right. We're going a totally different way now. The other side of the Valley of the Dark Lords. And a quest.
Acolyte, may I speak to you for a moment?
Sure, why not, Sentry? Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm honored that you would do me the courtesy. There was another acolyte, not long ago, who entered this tomb and did not come back. He died in there.
What caused his death?
I don't know, but I could tell he was dying. I heard him scream, even through the great tomb doors. The acolyte who went in there, he was a good sort, friendly and talkative. He said he was entering the tomb to prove himself to his father. I just thought it would be nice if somebody took his body back and told his father he didn't make it.
Oh, some of the cruel text options. Are all sentries this stupid?
Yes, the father should be told that his son has fallen.
I'd never survive in there. And even if I did, I wouldn't be allowed to see his father. He is a Dark Honor Guard stationed in the Academy. None but Sith can ever set foot on the sacred ground where he stands watch. But you could find the body and bring it to his father. Please do this and honor the fallen.
I can absolutely do that.
Thank you so much. If you find the Acolyte's remains inside the tomb, let me know. I can tell you where to find his father in the Academy. Good luck.
She definitely had a crush on him. Poor guy. Easily could have been us. This whole tomb has a purple neon effect. Okay. And the poor soul only made it this far. That's as far as he got. Wow. I am now carrying his remains over my back. Ah, but look, I have another quest here. This strange creature. Yes, I'm a Sith.
I'm an acolyte now, but I'll be Sith soon.
Kabiesh mekçecet hörflaş yandır ökgegen simin durjur kimata.
Could you try to explain things from the beginning?
Ziknes zihudrikil da sirbuliki fihi patja. Kieshil yetvol habis yetugursfe esoleste hlohipia.
What happened then?
Marug yalgest mahtekis kilin jammis nenjilbolba. Yesni sukpahali forknisje yes morgihas.
If Prythor's the one who exiled you to these caves, I doubt he'll change his mind about feeding you.
Yukos ketokas. Zwekjer kwa vergije slik. Zotalge se mator se lagiak.
If Prythor is really behind all this, he may be worth investigating.
Kabiesh mekçecet hörflaş yandır ökgegen simin durjur kimata. Ah, folk nigga instain trebris, yesa.
Okay. We're already kind of breaking our rule to get involved in stuff that's not our business by returning the body to the honor guard. Let's continue to not mind our own business. Oops, I am a fool. On the way out, we'll just grab Yashia the sentry, tie up those loose ends in the academy, and then finish our trial in the tomb.
You found him. That poor acolyte.
He got torn up pretty badly in there.
He was so brave and ready to prove himself to his father. His father was Naaman Fall. As I said before, he's one of the Dark Honor Guards in the Academy. If you take the acolyte's remains to his father, I'm sure he'll be grateful.
Sounds like a worthy cause.
Thank you. It's good to see that there are more feelings embraced by the Sith than just hate and fury. You can find the acolyte's father outside the chamber of the Dark Council. That's where he stands guard.
Okay, so probably what's happening here is I'm going to get halfway there and realize, oh wait, I'm going to talk to someone really powerful and haul in their son's body. Probably not wise. Probably very unwise. In a sense, we should probably abandon this quest. But maybe the fact that Lord Zash has taken interest in us gives us some amount of protection. Because after all, we're technically doing a favor for a Sith. Yeah, that's probably what is going through Elctha's mind as she does this unwise. What a horrible monster. Look at that thing. I've seen these before. Anathema Vorclaw. That would affect my immersion to have that giant monster following me. Alright, here he is. Before I'll talk to him, I'll look at this lore. The Dark Council. While the Undying Emperor serves as the unquestioned leader of the Empire, the 12 members of the Dark Council oversee the daily workings of their vast civilization and speak in the Emperor's name. Each is among the most powerful Sith in the galaxy, To hold a seat on the council is the highest honor and the greatest position of influence a Sith can attain. The individual members of the Dark Council control their own spheres of influence and pyramids of subordinate Sith. Overall Imperial military strategy falls into the hands of one Dark Council member, while study of ancient artifacts falls into the hands of another. These spheres occasionally overlap, leading to conflict. However, every Sith Lord and apprentice is ultimately answerable to the council member at the top of his or her pyramid. Similarly, non-Sith organizations are usually clearly answerable to one Dark Council member or another. Meetings of the Dark Council are normally held in the Citadel on Dromund Kaas or in the Sith Academy on Korriban. It's rare for all members to gather at once. Power plays among members are frequent, and several of the Dark Lords are virtual hermits. On the occasion when the Emperor summons them, however, all members of the Dark Council are expected to gather and obey. Sounds like a political structure that might not be very good.
You don't belong here. You stand before the chamber of the Dark Council, and this floor is off limits to all who are not lords of the Sith. If you are not on official business, you will leave now.
I've come with news about your son.
So that is the smell you carry. It is said he went into the tomb of Naga Sadow to prove himself, and was killed. He was such a weak boy. He shames me in death as he shamed me in life. When I heard of his death, I could not leave my post. Honor forbade it. Still, I would like to know what happened in there.
Of course. Ask away, my lord.
Your deference does you credit. Now tell me, where did you find his body? Did my pathetic son even make it past the first steps? In the end, was he Sith?
Ooh, see, I don't want to have to lie to another Sith. But I'm going to go ahead and given Yashia's thoughts about him, I'm going to say this.
He died valiantly, deep in the tombs. He was nearly Sith.
He died well. I suppose my son had more of me in his heart than I had ever considered possible. With this news, you have brought me a peace I didn't think possible. Thank you. I will have him buried in honor. Take this small token of my appreciation and go.
Ooh, okay, that worked out okay for us. Another one of those pieces of headgear that I did not want to use before, but I might need it in this tomb. I know there's some tough parts. Alright, now we need the Beast Handler pins. Prythor is the one who has something for that alien to eat. I think he's called Abyss. B-Y-S-S. A real strange race in the Star Wars lore.
What do you want? I'm training slaves to feed the beasts, and I don't have time to chat.
Have you heard of a creature called Seirun?
Seirun? You know of Seirun? That creature was close to me when I was an acolyte. It helped me survive my trials. It traveled places I couldn't, told me everything it heard and saw. It had been living off vermin before I came along. I figured out a way to make it healthier, stronger. Seirun's special meals.
What is Seirun exactly? I've never seen anything like it.
Its people come from the planet Biss, but it's lived on Korriban as long as anyone can remember. Seirun never knew exactly what I fed it. Its meals weren't just beast fodder. Seirun ate the corpses of the Academy's failures, the bones and blood of dead acolytes. Feeding on their energy after death, it grew exponentially more powerful with every meal, and became strong in the dark side.
You fed the corpses of dead students to that thing.
The sludge we feed to the slaves and the two-carter wouldn't have sated Seirun. And bodies pile up quickly here. It was an easy way to dispose of them. When I saw how twisted Seirun was becoming, I sent it away. It was becoming hungrier all the time, and I feared it would attack the living. Destroying it seemed impossible. It could heal any injury it suffered. I hoped it would find a new home somewhere. But it seems we must act more decisively.
What's your plan?
Aid Seirun and it will turn on us. One more taste of power and it will begin hunting acolytes. I can't allow that. Together, we must poison Seirun. Before I sent Seirun away, I developed a powerful toxin, but I didn't have the heart to use it. It won't kill the creature, but it should strip it of its power.
So, let's say we poison it. What happens to Seirun then?
My best guess? If we do this, Seirun won't survive much longer. It will hide as best it can and slowly starve. But the alternative is to let it become a living horror.
He specifically said that he worried it would begin feeding on acolytes. And from Elctha's point of view, these trials have been terrible enough. And she has the option to protect other acolytes, and that's what she's going to do.
Then let's poison that thing.
I'm glad you see it as I do. I'm giving you this meat. Don't ask me where it came from, but it should fool Seirun. Once the poison is in its system, it will weaken. I take no satisfaction in this, but it is necessary.
Okay. I'm going to remove that neck thing that affects our voice. Not necessarily because it affects our voice. Those weird ear things, I just can't get over those. Not in that form, at least. Well, here we're going to stop on the steps of the Sith Academy. We're going to chuck some poison to that potential murderer. And then enter our final trial, which will be exceedingly tough. At least that's what we believe. But we'll pick up on that next time. Thanks for watching or listening to Elctha's journey. And I look forward to the next episode. Thanks. Have a good one.